So in this video, I'll show you how we go about importing multiple sample boxes into eCAT using a spreadsheet. Now this will come in handy if you're starting from scratch and you need to populate eCAT with existing sample boxes that you may have, as it can be fairly tedious to enter each box manually. So in your spreadsheet program of choice, you just need to create a simple table that has the following headings. So name, sample source is optional, you need the container name, container location and aliquot ID. Essentially what we're doing is we're generating a sample called test inside a new box. So here I'm entering the name of the boxes that I have in my freezer rack, and a sample called test, which will be a placeholder, will be in position 1A inside each of these boxes. So now that I've entered my 7 boxes, I'll now delete all the rows that I don't need. And then I need to save this table as a CSV file ready for importing into eCAT. So first I'm going to create a new container. I'd like to create a rack, so I'm going to call this rack 2. So here you can see I've got an empty rack called rack 2 and it's inside shelf 1. Now if you weren't aware of this, on the left hand side there's actually a tree view, and this could be a useful way of actually looking at what racks and boxes you have inside your freezer shelf. So now you're ready to click import and bring in that spreadsheet, the CSV file that we just created. So on this import page, it's not really critical as to what sample type you're importing, so you can choose any of the following list. You do need to type in the word name in the column title that will provide the name of the record, and in the next box you simply click what type of container you're importing. So usually it might be a 10 by 10 freezer box, and then click import. So it's loaded up the first box that we've imported. Now you do need to refresh the browser sometimes to update the list. And here you can see that the 7 boxes have been successfully imported. Now we can kind of navigate and explore each of these boxes. So you can see the test sample that's there. We'll delete that. We don't need that placeholder sample anymore. And we simply work through each of the boxes and then clear away that test sample. So we hit the trash can, OK. Now if we need, you can actually highlight several of the boxes and then add your samples. So here I'm creating some cell lines, click OK. You may wish to add some other samples to this box that are in there, so some enzyme samples. And here I'll add a few more samples, some hybridomas. And there you have it. That's how you kind of work through each of the boxes and then slowly add all the details.